to be talking about how to build an AI-grounded company. So have just started an AI consultancy called AI Advancements. And 1 year in, we've already made this a 6-figure business. Now, how we've been so successful is because we've utilised AI in every single one of our processes from day one, which allows us to run as a 2-person company at the capacity of about 10 people. Now, I want to share with you today why AI. Why is it so big? Why is it important? And then also, how do you go about starting a company with AI? So I love this quote by Henry Ford, where he says, if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses and not cars. Now, I think this is really applicable today as well, where companies are asking for faster employees, for a better management tool, but they're not asking for innovative AI systems. Now, this is where we as entrepreneurs can come in and build these innovative AI systems and tools. So we know AI is big, but where actually are we in this journey? If we have a look at this AI hype cycle from a Gartner report, I believe we're still very early on in this, where we still have more than 10 years of innovation to occur. So now is a perfect opportunity to still jump in because we are still very early on in the amount of innovation in AI. To further back up this point, the number of AI publications that has come out has grown a massive amount. From 2010 to 2022, we've more than tripled in the number of AI papers published. This further backs up the amount of innovation that is coming out of AI currently. And we as entrepreneurs can utilize this innovation and turn that into businesses. So we know AI is big. We know there's still more than 10 years of innovation to occur as well. But why are entrepreneurs positioned for so much potential? The first point here is large tech companies. These companies like Meta, Nvidia, OpenAI, to name a few, are creating generalized models that are usable by us. Now, this is good for 2 reasons. The first reason is we can utilize these tools and these generalized models, such as ChatGPT that I'm sure everyone's using, and we can build them into our business processes. The second thing is these large organizations aren't solving the specific industry niche problems. And this is where we as entrepreneurs have a great foot, where we can come in and solve these niche problems. Now, this is already happening. From the number of tech businesses in 2023 were about 30,000, and that is shot up at more than 2 times this year at 72,000 tech companies. And this is directly due to the AI tools making it never an easier time to create these AI products. The second point here is old legacy companies. These companies have set processes that it's very hard to disrupt because they're already working models. So it's very difficult for them to now integrate AI into their already working models. This gives us as entrepreneurs an amazing opportunity to build companies from the ground up with AI. If we do this, this allows us to overtake these companies because we've embedded AI from the start. Now, let me give you an example of that. Don't be like Blockbuster. We all know what happened there. When technology first came out, Blockbuster didn't embrace this. And as a result, a company like Netflix has embraced the technology that came out. And they have superseded, and now Blockbuster is obviously bankrupt. We don't see them around anymore. And I believe this is also going to happen with AI. Companies who aren't going to be utilizing AI are going to become like Blockbuster. But we can be, as entrepreneurs, like Netflix, we can build these businesses using AI from the ground up to be 10x more efficient, 10x more accurate, and be able to overtake these older legacy companies. Instead, be like Grammarly. I think this is a great example. In 2017, they were worth $1 billion valuation. Very successful. But as AI came, they embraced it, and they grew in a few short years to a $13 billion company. So it's very possible to embrace AI and utilize that. So we know AI is really big. There's still years of innovation to come, and there are already so many companies starting in this field. But how do you actually go about starting this company? So I'm going to give you a bit of an example of how we've been doing it. Throughout our whole business, from sales to consulting to marketing to contracts to finance to even development, we utilize AI to automate a lot of our processes. Now, this helps us run at the scale of a 10-person company, but in fact with only 2 people. For example, say contracts. Instead of me paying someone or spending hours of my time being able to write a full contract, I can simply set up an agent system which can automate that process for me. I simply upload my notes, some transcripts, and it will actually create a report and a contract that's ready to go. Now, all I have to do is add in a bit more work to ensure accuracy and put in that last 20% to make sure everything's correct. And I've saved myself massive amount of time, the need for hiring or paying someone else, allowing me to scale. So how do you go about doing it? Get hands-on. Now, this means reading newsletters, going to AI speeches, so give yourselves a pat on the back. You're here today, step in the right direction. But not just reading about it, actually try it as well. When things come out, with these AI tools that come out, like ChatGPT, give them a go and see what they are like and how they work. You don't actually need to be an in-depth developer or understand the full mathematics of how these tools work. You just need to know how they, or why they, or where they are, and what they can do for you. If you understand that, you'll be able to figure out where they're going to work. And that brings us to the second, which is having domain knowledge. So where do you actually apply this AI? From my experience, I have experience in the mining sector. And I can talk to people in that area and figure out what are their problems, where is AI going to fit. So you have to choose your domain and figure out where are you going to be able to play that niche role. These large tech companies are not focusing on AI solving these niche problems. So you have to find your market and that domain, which is going to be where you can innovate. Now, to figure out where do you actually apply AI in this industry, I ask my clients these 3 questions. Firstly, what tasks are repetitive? If you can find these repetitive tasks in the business, you can use tools to automate those processes, which saves you a massive amount of time and money as well. The second one, what essential processes could benefit from automation? Quite similar to the first one as well. If you identify these areas where you can apply automation, you can scale your business to run 10x more efficient than competitors with way less people. And the last question I ask as well is, where would better decision making have the biggest impact? If you ask these questions, you'll be able to find those gaps in your specific industry where you can come in and innovate and start these AI companies. So just like I've done, running a 2-person business that scales at the size of 10, you can use these principles and run a business at the size of 100 people, but in fact, you only have 10. So go from here, utilize these principles, and start your AI journey. Thank you.